Hello there, what is going on, you guys? We have got a lot of Legion news. We got all the rest of this Hoth stuff that was announced today. I've been on airplanes all day, so I'm sorry this video is coming late, but I had to talk about our Tauntauns and our Rebel veterans. They look really exciting, and if you haven't already heard, there is still time to enter the latest giveaway if you'd like to win an expansion of your choice. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment to win a $25 Amazon gift card, which you can use for an expansion for any game that you like. So you can get yourself some Tauntauns or some Rebel veterans that way. So let's go ahead and take a look at these because they look really, really cool. And I'm very excited. We have our Rebel veterans to look at. They are, first off, gorgeous. Very, very thrilled. As you know, I'm big with the Hoth stuff. My playmat's in white. My terrain is mostly all Hoth based or cold weather, maybe Starkiller based. So for all those frozen tundra battlefields, that's my favorite, so I'm very thrilled with these guys, and they look great too. We also have, our 6 normal minis here, and then we've got the notched base for the larger one for that Mark II heavy blaster on the left. So that looks kind of cool, and so that's gonna, behave a little bit differently. You're getting a little bit more variety. If you look at the cards, you're getting 2 unit cards. So that is also something very interesting. It kind of looks like the Mark II heavy blaster is going to be his own separate unit, which is going to be really cool. Which actually means that this one might rank pretty high on my next, what to buy first list, because maybe for one expansion, it looks like you're getting 2 units. That's always a really good value for newer players who are trying to get into the game. So that's exciting. Zooming in on the card here, we're going to look at the Rebel veterans themselves. They have some pretty cool things going on with them. Looks like about 48 points, so they're definitely more expensive. Looks like 48. Heavy weapons, they have personnel, they have training, which is cool for a core. They have equipment and grenades. They've still got the black die for melee. They got black die for range still, but it's 1 to 3 with offensive surge, which is so good. That's really, really good. They have defensive surge as well. Speed 2, white defense die, 1 health, 1 courage. Their abilities. First off, they have Defend 1. After you're issued an order, you can gain a dodge token, so that's cool. They get to, pretty much start off with a dodge token. And then they have Coordinate Emplacement Trooper. After you are issued an order, you may issue another friendly trooper, range 1 of 2, another emplacement trooper at range 1. You can give them an order. So that's going to really, really help. I think more for the defensive builds, like if it's going to be really good for being able to hold down an area. I think that's going to be very cool for maybe rapid reinforcements as an objective. Maybe you can drop these guys in, you can drop them next to an emplacement trooper, and be issuing orders to themselves. Things like that, it'll be pretty cool. I like that. What about like HQ Uplink? Now, I don't think, HQ Uplink you probably can't put on these guys right now, but if you do the Comm Trooper from the Specialists upgrade, then maybe you can. And there's all kinds of little tricks and things that are springing to mind of things that may work. And, it looks to be coordinate with an emplacement trooper. It also looks, my guess is that the other unit is also going to be some type of emplacement trooper based on the mini sculpt and the larger base. So that would seem quite possible. Now, comparing these guys to other core units, I think it's easy to distinguish them from fleet troopers because fleet troopers are more close range and the double dice. But for regular rebel troopers, they seem kind of outclassed here, right? So the big claim to fame in my mind for rebel troopers was the Z6 that you can add on there. And even if you're down to only 2 minis, you still get a ton of dice. Well, here you have the CMO93 trooper, which looks like they're going to be in that ballpark. We can't see exactly all the dice that are on there, but there's at least 3 white. So at 1 mini adding at least 3 extra dice looks cool. He's got a critical 2 ability. We can't read it perfectly, but it looks like you're going to be able to change surge to crit, maybe only 2 times. This is kind of what that looks like. We're also getting a copy of Endurance, which we've already seen. But yeah, the CMO93 looks good. But the other thing that's interesting about that is it looks like that's the only heavy weapons card we're getting in the pack. It looks like we're getting equipment, 2 training, heavy weapons, and personnel. So I don't think you can even use the Mark II heavy blaster in the Rebel veterans unit themselves. It doesn't see, unless there's unless of course there's cards for that. But it wouldn't really make sense anyway because he has a different base than the whole rest of the unit. So that would just be be weird because his movement is completely going to be different. So definitely seems like he's going to go along with that card, and it seems like, you know, they're going to work together. So I'm really interested to see more of that, how this Mark II blaster trooper. I mean, I thought it was an E-Web, but it's a Mark II medium blaster. It looks like he's got a mouse droid underneath there powering him up too, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so it looks good. Here's just a close-up of the sculpts. They look really nice. I think this guy in the bottom left is your heavy weapons version because he's got the only weapon that looks different than the other folks, minus the Mark II. But yeah, they look really good. I'm very, very excited to get these guys. These guys are going to be great. They're going to be super, super great. And then our Tauntauns, we get our Tauntauns, and oh my goodness. This is, first off, kudos to whoever painted these, because they look great. These have to be some of the best sculpts I have ever seen. Really, really good. So FFG is stepping up their game, and I didn't even think it could go that much higher. But these Tauntauns look just magnificent. They don't look like they're getting a whole lot of upgrades, but they are going to be fast. They're going to be a support. Let's take a look at that unit card here because they have a lot of cool abilities. They're a support, and you're getting 2 minis in the unit. They have 4 health each. Like, how are you ever going to kill these guys, right? Oh my goodness, they're insane. And just really, really nice. Now, 90 points. Okay. Don't have a whole lot of room for upgrades. Okay, I understand that. They have Agile 1. After you perform a standard move, gain a dodge token. Relentless. After you perform a move action, you may perform a free attack action. So after you move, you're getting a dodge and an attack. Reposition. Either before or after you move, you may perform a free pivot. So you get 3 things you can do after you move, right? Sharpshooter. While performing a ranged attack, you reduce the defender's cover and unhindered, ignoring the effects of difficult terrain. That's just so much to digest on one unit, right? And keep in mind, all of the dice they have, while you're like, oh, they're only rolling 2 red dice. No, that's per mini. That's per mini. Horns and Hind Claws has got a Ram 1 ability on the weapon. Now, it's a melee. It's going to be 2 black and a white, but that's per mini. So if they're still both alive, you're going to roll 4 black and 2 white. So 6 dice for a melee. Don't forget, you have Relentless. Your speed 3. You can get anywhere and melee somebody. And also have a dodge for Agile. But here's the thing. Ram 1 is on the weapon, so that's going to be applied. So whatever Ram does, we're going to, maybe it's extra damage, maybe it's, I don't know. Obviously, it's going to have something to do with melee. But you're going to get to apply it twice because if you have 2 minis alive. If you have only 1 mini alive, then you're only adding 1 instance of Ram. But whatever Ram does, there you go. I imagine you're smacking your horns against the enemy. But that's, I mean, this is really good. They have offensive surge and defensive surge. They have 4 health, 2 courage. Amazing. They're a creature trooper too, which means they're going to be which means they count as a trooper, which is huge for objectives. That's just huge for and also creature. So you know, we'll have to see what creature ends up bringing to the game. If there's any special things, like, our creature's going to provide cover to people behind them. Our creature's going to have to be fed, otherwise they go crazy. And does creatures now mean we're going to get a Rancor, right? So many cool things. But look at the detail in the fur. It looks so very, very, very good. Oh my. These guys are just awesome. I'm very, very pleased. Oh, this is a good time to be a Legion player. Really good time to be a Legion player. They look great. The Rebel veterans look great. Interesting that they're called like Rebel veterans instead of like Echo Base troopers or Hoth troopers. I guess they don't want to limit it to just one planet, like you wouldn't have Sand troopers be Tatooine troopers, you know. So, but yeah, they are amazing. I'm really impressed. I would love to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think of this? Do you think that you know, what are we going to get as the Imperial counterpart for this? For one, do you think that now that we have creatures in the game, do you think that means maybe we will see a Rancor? Because that's one thing that I really, really have wanted for a long time. Or do you think that like the Empire's version will be like a Wampa for something like this? Or what would their ground troops be? Like maybe like they could do like the AT-AT drivers and stuff like that, or you know, because they have a distinct appearance that it hasn't been reflected in the game yet. You know, so there's a lot of options of different things that they could do to balance this on the other side. But they've already done snow troopers, so maybe it won't be anything related to cold weather at all. Or do you think it'll be some kind of hazard, some kind of hazardous gear, or some kind of swamp, or you know, there's a lot of options. I'd love to hear what you guys think is coming next, because my heart is set on a Rancor, but I don't know if they're gonna do something like that. That would be pretty cool. All right, guys, well, that's all I've got for you today. Sorry this video was late. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to thank all my patrons. You guys are amazing. And yeah, that's about all I got for you guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.